Millin here. I just wanted to go through this video to quickly give you a bit of a comparison between the rates that we're charging at teslataxi.com.au and what you can get for a rental of just a regular car or a hybrid car from places like Keyz and Splend. I'll put a couple of links on the notes of this video, both to our pricing as well as what you can get from the other two companies I mentioned, Keyz and Splend. As far as I know, Keyz and Splend are the bigger competitors as far as cars, just regular petrol-powered cars for Uber drivers in Australia. I did hear from one of our customers today that apparently the wait time is actually a bit longer than normal with the other two companies, even just for a regular petrol-powered car. And at the moment we do still have some Tesla cars available through teslataxi.com.au for start dates before Christmas. So if you are still keen to get a long-term rental from us, of course, just make your application ASAP before all the cars are allocated to other drivers. Regarding the pricing, I have done a bit of research for some of my other customers, just comparing what we can offer as far as the bond, which is typically a few weeks of rent, and what the other companies are charging as far as a setup fee and a start fee and what have you. From memory, the Splend offers where they give you a car based on a 4-year contract do have a requirement. I think it's $900 as the start fee, which is basically just a one-time cost that you don't get back effectively. So based on that, we have introduced a new program on our website to offer a $699 start fee on some cars to selected approved drivers, and that will actually reduce the bond requirement by as much as a couple of $1,000s cheaper or lower bond than what you would have to pay normally without the start fee. So if you are wanting to look at one of the lower deposit options that we now have available, please mention to quote with the start fee in the message section of the form online, teslataxi.com.au/Uber to find that form. Again, I'll put a link to that in the notes of this video. If you do elect to do it without any start fee, we are happy to do that as long as you pay the full bond, and that means that you get all of the bond back at the end of your rental term, providing it is at least a 13-week rental term is the minimum we're doing with a $0 start fee. All of this will be emailed through once you make your inquiry. If you do want to compare this to the rates from Keyz, for example, last time I checked they did have some cars which were relatively fuel efficient. I think they had a Toyota, maybe it was a Corolla that was about $300 per week plus your cost of petrol. So if you are a full-time Uber driver, and if you are looking at a full-time month, which is typically around about $8,000 from Uber on a regular petrol car based on reports from our other customers. Currently on Uber, you do get more than 10% extra if you are driving an fully electric car, a Tesla for example, which means that your $8,000 would go up to about $9,000 per month as your Uber earnings, so you're already saving $250 per week based on the extra Uber will pay you to drive an electric car. Then you have your lower cost of fuel, which obviously depends on whether you're comparing it to a hybrid or a regular petrol car, but either way you could be talking in the several $100s per week depending on exactly how many kilometres you're doing and exactly which cars you're comparing. The best way to charge a Tesla, of course, is to actually charge it at home, providing you're getting relatively cheap power at home, and there are many high-speed chargers around Australia that are actually billed at about the same price as your home power, and some of them are even cheaper and some of them are free in some locations also. So it is quite easy to actually do your numbers and work out exactly how much you'll save, both on the extra fees that Uber will pay you, as in lower commission effectively that they'll charge for an electric car, and then also your petrol saving or cost of fuel saving versus charging up your Tesla if you are renting a Tesla from us. So if you effectively get $250 per week more from Uber and save, again for example, $250 per week on petrol, then the cost of $500 to $700 for a Tesla can be a similar cost, if not cheaper, than just renting a $200 or $300 per week car from Keyz or Splend, just that runs on regular petrol. So again, if you'd like more information on what we can offer and what the lead time would be in your particular location, we do have cars available in Brisbane, Sydney and Melbourne, plus we are looking at getting some cars before the end of this year in Adelaide and Perth if the demand supports it. Please make your inquiry with teslataxi.com.au and we'll be more than happy to send you out some more information and some information around when we can get you a car in your location and what the deposit and bond or start fee would be based on your application. Millin Bear to find me on LinkedIn. Thank you.